Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the DX Gamer Show. My name is Mike, aka Operation DX, and welcome to episode number 11 of PlanetBase. Alright, so this may be the last episode of the week, possibly. I did warn you guys about that in previous episodes, but if you haven't been watching the whole series, I figure I'd say this right at the beginning of this particular episode so you guys know I am doing some stuff with my computers, some rearrangement, and all of that. So, anyway, this is going to be the episode of corrections / defense. We're going to get our defensive measures up solid in this episode, so that should, be a good thing, yeah? Defense is always good. And I think I'm going to go for like an 80% defense, so I'm going to build a second telescope with a second desk so those engineers can keep nice and busy. Alright, so since I'm pretty much going to be building defenses and cleaning things up throughout this episode, it's time to come clean about some of the things I've been saying incorrectly throughout the series, and it's usually about, the halfway point or slightly past the halfway point where I've realized that I've been saying certain things wrong the entire series, just like I did with Subnautica, and I get told in the comments all the time. But in this particular series, I didn't. No one told me that I was saying some things incorrectly. So, first of all, the reason why Yellowbot wasn't welding the laser in the previous episode is because I did not have the final semiconductor for the build. And why is he just walking away now? He's actually going to make an engineer do it this time, isn't he? Because now there actually is all the parts there. So that is something that I was saying incorrectly throughout the entire series. So I was calling the semiconductors capacitors the entire time. Never said semiconductor once, even though I clicked on it, I saw it, and it never said it. And so just a testament of how awesome you guys are. Okay, you did research on something that just doesn't exist in this game. Oh, you guys are great. And I appreciate it because you guys did let me know what the communication stuff does, which sounds really great, and I can't wait to build it because I'm excited to help out fellow travelers who are passing by and may need help. So that is totally cool. And he didn't make an engineer do it. So an engineer walks out the airlock, like he usually does, walks back in, and Yellowbot is on the spot again, building the laser. This is the beefy laser. It is up and running, and I have an engineer at the desk. You can see that because the telescope doesn't have the missing engineer symbol above it. So anything that's coming inbound within a 60 percentile will get hit by this thing. I'm trying to hang out next to it just for a second to see if it actually is going to fire on something. Will it? This is going to be the time where they don't come down at all. During the previous episode, they're coming down like crazy. And actually, in my intro again, in this particular episode, I heard another crash. But now that I heard one in the background. Oh well. It would be cool to get a nice, cool shot of this thing firing, but it'll definitely happen because there was one in the background, but I don't think it'll fire off that far. I wonder if I can actually build all the way back there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, but we'll see. Alright, so let's see. Other stuff to possibly come clean about that I've been doing incorrectly. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't get to finish my thought about the research that you guys did about something that doesn't exist in the game. Alright, so for some reason, I thought that there was two types of airlocks. I thought that there was a Type 1 and Type 2 airlock, and I thought that there was a bigger one that let more people through. And, you guys tried to figure that information out for you, so thank you. One of you guys actually caught on and said, you know what, there is no Type 2 airlock. You're Smoking it, DX. And yeah, so I don't know why I thought there was a Type 2 airlock. I probably thought that because of the starport, maybe. I don't know. I built the airlocks early on in the series, and I guess I just forgot. I don't even know. Other than the semiconductor capacitor thing and the Type 2 airlock that doesn't exist, I don't think I've done too bad in this series. I think it was worse than Subnautica. I think there was a lot of things I had to come clean on. I felt like. Yeah, and also there is a commenter that is trying to keep me on the straight and narrow on particular words that I've been using throughout the series. But I may have possibly, I don't know, intentionally been using the opposite meaning of words. But yeah. Just because when someone like goes word Nazi on me, you know, I might just kind of see if they pick up on it during another episode. So that was fun. I thought that was a fun thing to do. I did it during a couple episodes. I don't know if I should say what they are. There is definitely 2 solid ones that I did on purpose. Maybe you guys can go back and watch and catch it. Or maybe I should just tell you. I'm a jerk. Okay, and then there was another comment that struck me very funny. Asking if I was drunk during the previous episode. No. I don't think I've ever done a video wasted. There may have been one. There may have been one episode that I did while I was drinking, but dude, I don't drink, so like it was probably like a year ago. I mean, I haven't drank in literally like a year and a half. So, no, I was not drinking during the previous episode. And no, I haven't been drinking during this episode either. I'm just kind of having fun with this series, and I'm laughing a lot, and I think it's kind of a good thing for me because I've had a very, very stressful year. Not going to get into it. I did a video about that when I started making videos again, and you know what? I'm just not going to talk about it, but I think it's good. You could tell when I first came back after my hiatus that I was really kind of low in my videos. I was like really kind of like, hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, this is fun, you know? And I really kind of feel like I'm back where I was, you know? I'm having fun, I'm playing games, and it's all good. I'm enjoying myself, especially with this particular game. Even though, you know, this game is really kind of slow. It's a slow game, and that's what I was kind of worried about with City Skylines. But like after I've been playing this game, you know, it may not be such a terrible thing to do a Let's Play series of City Skylines. And the only reason why I even think about it is because I did the whole SimCity thing. And I had a lot of fun with that, even though that game was not well received. But I still did it anyways. But there are other games that you guys would probably much rather see me do Let's Play series on. And you know, what's really interesting about 2 of my most recent Let's Plays is that I had no idea I was going to do them. You know, I have this like list that I make that says, all right, so I got City Skylines, I can play that game. All right, I got that written down. And then, okay, there's a repopulation. People are talking about that. All right, so I got that written down. And then, you know, someone makes a suggestion, and I check the game out, like Subnautica, and I'm like, holy freaking crap, this game is so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, I got to do a Let's Play series. So that's what happened with that game. And, you know, you guys seem to have liked that. And, like, you can tell when I'm, like, really into a game, I'm really enjoying myself, like this one. And the same thing happened with this game. You know, I contacted the developers. I'm like, man, your game looks really cool. Would you like to, you know, have yet another YouTuber, you know, kind of talk about your game? And, you know, they gave me a beta copy and pretty much haven't put it down since, kind of thing. I think the game is fantastic. And, yeah, so having a lot of fun with that. And of course, the other game that I'm playing just a butt ton, which I've mentioned probably for the like 19th time at this point, is Metal Gear Solid 5. I've got like 128 hours or something into that game already. Craziness, right? And you guys are thinking, let's play, right? Well, I know a couple of you are thinking, don't do it, DX, don't do it. So I'm actually worried about doing a Metal Gear Solid 5 LP because of the way Sniper Elite, even though Sniper Elite's an older game and all of that, it's more intense and it's a little more strategic kind of than, I don't want to say that against Metal Gear Solid 5, but like Metal Gear Solid 5 isn't like a difficult game. I just find it to be a fun game. And I don't know, I just keep playing it and playing it and playing it. But there are other, wow, I'm sidetracking hard on this episode again, aren't I? Yeah, I pretty much said what I'm going to do during this episode, though, so, and we pretty much got the bulk of it done anyways. So let's talk about PlanetBase a little bit during this episode before I go on and on and on about, Let's Plays and stuff that I'm thinking about for the future of the channel and all that. Normally, this stuff is reserved for channel updates, which I, normally keep it there, but I don't know. This series is obviously just more chill, so I can go to other places, and it doesn't seem like it's such a big deal. If we were in big crisis right now in PlanetBase, I would be talking about it. But during the last few episodes, we have been just smooth sailing. We've got just perfect harmony going on right now, and I've talked about this already, and how I don't want to mess it up. But very soon I'm going to make some additions, and hopefully it won't mess it up, because I make some good decisions, I think, as far as future structures for planning additions for this, like my colony. So I don't foresee it being a problem. Actually, there was a question in the comments about how do I know what to put down next, or how do I know, that kind of thing. To me, it feels kind of like obvious what to do when you're ready to expand, kind of thing. I was kind of like break it down as far as like, okay, so I've got my power system here, I've got these people, they need to eat, and they need to have all these basic necessities. So in the beginning of the game, it's just clearly obvious. Like, you really, 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 if you haven't played this game, should run through the tutorial. The tutorial is perfect. It lets you know, like, all the basic things you need to do. And with this particular play, I got a little bit lucky because I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen in the first couple of episodes. Because again, talking about this for like the third time, I was pushing the line really hard. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough materials, because I was getting a little greedy on a couple of these structures that I placed down. My power structures were all big, the large size, and I placed down a couple of, the large O2 generator and the large water generator. Okay, something that was in the comments too didn't mention, because they were actually referencing this. They were replying to this comment. And they were talking about, like, the obviousness of what you're supposed to do in the beginning. But what they didn't mention is when you recycle your ship, you actually get some additional metal. So that is something that I was relying on. Because if you notice in the first couple of episodes, which, I'm sure you probably don't want to go back and watch them, but, when I clicked on the colony ship, when we landed down, it had no metal left inside of the contents, and that's why at that point, that juncture, I hit the recycle button and I got a little bit of extra metal, and I was able to finish off my base, and everything pretty much went smoothly from there, and we are in good shape. All right, so now I think what I'm doing right now is just kind of a logical expansion. So we added a couple of things to our power grid, the telescope, the laser beam, and I'm going to add another telescope. So I'm kind of preemptively getting ready because during the last couple of episodes, we had hit a kind of couple of moments where our power did drag down almost to depletion, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm building a third power collector, and these 2 large solar panels should be able to fill them all the way up throughout the day with my wind turbine. I'm still considering recycling my wind turbine because it's not a surefire thing. It has helped me sometimes throughout the night, but I think having just a solid grid throughout the day that just constantly... Ooh, what happened? Sandstorm approaching soon. See this? All right, so we're getting those warnings I was talking about, and this is kind of how it works. So we know that we're going to get a sandstorm and relatively soon, and this is kind of the same thing that happens with the solar flares, and it usually gives you this warning. So then you can go into the main security panel and sound the alarm if you want to make sure everyone comes inside. I could have done that actually during the solar flare, but you saw I was totally panicking. I was trying to shut off all the airlocks, and yeah, I totally botched that. I actually could have just sounded the alarm, and I would have been good to go. There wouldn't have been any problems whatsoever. Now, I consider the sandstorm to be less hazardous, and considering I took the advice from the one commenter early on and put the airlock right next to the mining facility, there's pretty much no reason for anybody to go outside besides repairing the solar arrays and the wind turbine. So, and the robot usually does that, and the robot doesn't seem to take too big of a hit now that they have the whole self repair thing going on. It's just kind of not a big deal. So I don't really sound the alarm for a sandstorm. And then the sandstorm, it kicks up the wind generator, so it gives me a little extra power, and that's, a good thing. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with the wind generator. I may just keep it in there, because it does help a little bit at night, but not a ton. All right, so we're going to add a few things into the factory here, because we do have some security guards now in our facility, and we do need to have some guns. So I'm building the machine that actually builds guns. I'm going to just put that down to 2, because right now we only have 2 security guards. And what'll happen is, if we get some... Okay, there we go. There's a sandstorm. See how that works? It's cool. I like that. Yeah, so what's going to happen is with the security guards, we'll have the locker... And every time, okay, so let's say I have the 2 security guards. They'll take the guns out of the lock. They'll have it on their person. And then I'll build 2 additional guns. And then if I have more security come in, they'll take the guns. I don't need to have 50 guns in the locker. There's no point in that whatsoever. And that's exactly why I turned the capacitors. Oh, I did it again. These semiconductors. See, I can't get it out of my head because I've said it all throughout the series. Yeah, the semiconductors, I put that down because it's not something that is critically needed. And now that we have the laser built, which we might build another one later on, the only thing semiconductors are going to be used for is building bots. And look at that, we're about to get another bot. So we're going to have, what, 2 blue bots? Or do we have actually 3? Yeah, and every time the laser fires, it actually tells me it shot down a... Yay! We have 2 blue bots. This is really going to help. So it's going to free up the workers from doing the stuff that they're doing right now, because pretty much the workers, you see this guy inside the control room, he is a worker, and he is hauling around stuff for things that needs to be built. If the robots were doing all that, that leaves them free for making metal and working in the mine. And like I said before, I would like to build a secondary mine. All right, so there we go. What? Telescope? Console? Oh, console. I'm I didn't build another telescope. A meteor has been destroyed. I love it. But we only have it to 60%. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to build another telescope. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down right next to this guy in a place that is not really going to interfere with some other locations, because it's not the factory. It's a processing station. The processing station has a little room in the back half there to actually put something, so I might save that room. And very soon, I'm going to take your advice about connecting some of these rooms up, but not just yet. I want to leave some room for some other places, and once I've finalized what I'm going to do, I will start connecting a couple of these places so it's a little more efficient to walk from point A to point B and that sort of thing. I hear you. I totally hear you. Okay? I'm listening to you. I read pretty much every single comment. I reply to almost every single comment, right? So I'm definitely keeping my ear to the ground, per se. And you guys have been fantastic. And I really, actually, I'm going to thank you again for looking up that information for me, because I still wouldn't know. Because after I was done and I was rendering my video, I was totally playing Metal Gear Solid 5. So I would still not know what's going on. But I think it's totally cool. And yeah, I will get on top of that soon. So yeah, see that? Look at that. So these three pretty much almost got filled up. The reason why the third one didn't get filled up is because it was built halfway through the day. So I'm thinking that these two large solar panels can do the job, no problem whatsoever. All right, so since defense is pretty much locked down, I'm going to start working on some of the other stuff I was talking about during the previous episode. So I'm thinking large canteen with, some TVs and a couple of different food processors. And then behind that, another cargo facility with like kind of a jet off to the side with an airlock. And then a like starport, a large landing pad. That way, if I do sell any cargo in my station and I don't, do the money thing, then they'll have easy access to the cargo bays and the starport, and they probably do the better trading. And I'm sorry, I don't know, my voice may be sounding a little weird because I keep rocking back and forth and away from the microphone. So on this particular episode, towards the end here, I might sound a little funny because I've like slowly been creeping away from the microphone. So I do apologize if it sounds like funky towards the end of this episode. All right, so just kind of looking around here and see, look at this. I mean, it's almost a perfect balance. I mean, it's been sitting in this like 90%. It's never been going like way over. And yeah, so that's in good shape. We have a poor worker in the med bay. It seems like every single episode that is definitely a mine injury. But yep, the medic's been on top of it, building the med kits. Food synthesizers look like they're kind of low a little bit. Plants are doing good, but biologists are probably sleeping. I don't see like a major problem looking around the colony here at all the people walking around. They don't have big yellow flags above their head about some big issue. My major concern is the whole entertainment thing, and even with that one TV, like, it seemed like the workers are, they're doing okay. I mean, a couple of them were sad-faced for a little while, but they got some tube time, and they're doing good. So it's a good thing. So we're nice and well balanced at the moment, until I screw everything up. Now, I really don't think I'm going to. I have a pretty. I think my plan is solid. All right. So obviously, I'm gonna have to build like a third large solar panel to deal with the power from the extra stuff that I build. No big deal. So that'll get done probably after the canteen, after the cargo facility, and after the starport. The starport probably draws a lot of power. I've never built one in the game. And because the small ship landing pad draws so much power, I can only assume that the starport draws a little bit more. So that's probably going to be an issue. Ooh, so food is actually piling up here. So actually maybe, yeah, it's time anyways to build a extra cargo bay. All right, so I have a question. I don't know. I think I was thinking this way back towards the beginning of the episode, but I have another thing for you guys to check out for me. Do a little research for me in the comments. So here's my idea. All right. I don't want to have anybody else in the colony come down to add to my work crew. But I do want the trade ships to come down. And I do want people to come in and hang out. So is there a way to do that? I'm probably going to have to load up a game and see. But Yeah, right now I have my landing pad off, and every time like you hit the percentage for changing who's going to come down to the colony, it puts the percentage back into like somebody else in the lower position. And I don't want more crew coming in. I don't want anyone else coming in. So maybe the starport can do that. I don't know. But yeah, is there a way to just have the traders and have the visitors come in and not more additional crew? Because I don't want anyone else coming in at the moment until like I'm ready for that to happen. Obviously, I need another O2 generator to let more people in and all that. But yeah. All right. So we'll see if we can get that figured out while I play some more Metal Gear. Oh yeah, I just discovered in that game. I don't know why I'm talking about Metal Gear, but I just discovered in that game that I don't have to play as Snake. I can play as like some of the recruits. So I've actually been going around doing like the side missions of the recruits and seeing if I get anything special by doing that. Because I read something about like if you take the recruits and you play with them and do like some of the side missions, you get like some special stuff. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Ooh. Hey, Mr. Laser, you're not doing your job. I even have somebody working on it. All right, so we actually got a strike on our primary power generator. Now, fortunately, this doesn't disable my grid, which it actually should maybe disable my grid, but it doesn't disable my grid. Yellow bot on the spot, welding it up. And I don't think this requires spares again, which is definitely a good thing. So already back in operating order. Perfect. So yeah, I think only certain things require the spares. Like when things get hit, I think they can just, an engineer can come over and just weld it back and it'll be good to go. No complaints there whatsoever. Although, man, this thing getting hit going from 0 to back to good is quite the job, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, that may have been a situation if that happened like late in the day, and because the last one isn't full and the middle one isn't full, I actually could have had a bit of a power situation. So hopefully that won't happen again. Hopefully the laser will be on top of that. But right now, no one's at the desk. You can see by the little yellow symbol above the telescope that no one's hanging out at the desk. All right, so that is back in working order. And that thing is filling up pretty fast. Yeah, so everything's running though. Like the turbine and getting good sunlight. So yeah, that thing's filling up quick. All right, good job, Laser. Good job, Laser, because that one looked pretty close. One more piece of metal, and we have our second telescope up and running. Beautiful. And like I said before, that gives me on an 84% coverage. And that really should prevent most hits from coming in. I mean, considering I really haven't been hit at all. There we go. See, I'm clicking on it. I was talking about that before. So that's my 60% coverage. And there I'm clicking on the laser. Laser also tells me that. So it tells me I have a 60% coverage. And the laser also has, like, you notice it has that power bar on the bottom. So it kind of like takes a little bit to recharge. It's got like capacitors inside of it. But that's also why you might need a second one if you have like 100% coverage, because the thing is going to be firing at everything. Another thing that would be kind of nice is if there was a way, I wouldn't want this to happen every time you click on it, but if you could click on it and then like have a little button inside of the info bar that you could click and see the radius it actually covers. That would be nice. That would be nice to see that. Because I'm not sure if it covers the entire base. I think it does. I think it fires out pretty far. All right. Come on, Yellow Bot. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. You just put that down. Come on, get back here. Oh, this is so sad. Oh, priorities, man, priorities. He's gonna sit here and think about it. All right, what I do? I just put down that fourth piece of metal on that telescope. All right, I'm gonna hang out in the processing facility for just a second. Okay. All right, engineer. He's going to the airlock. All right, he's gonna walk outside the airlock, He's going to immediately walk back in the airlock, and then Yellowbot is going to be on the spot, yelling, welling up the telescope. You watch. This is my prediction. Let's just see what happens. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's true. It's totally true. It happened. Of course it happened. That's why I don't understand. Like, that's another thing that probably could be patched up. Seriously. That's another thing that's like, come on. Like, what's the yellow bot dropping off the last thing, waiting for an engineer to walk outside the air. I think that's like I call that a bug. Is that not a bug? That's a bug. All right, we have, well, it hasn't come online yet. But once an engineer sits down at the desk, I have 2 desks, right? Did I build 2 desks? I did. Once an engineer sits down at that second desk, and here he comes. Because the engineers still really don't have a lot to do. They do have those 3 part generators. Now we have an 84% coverage, so we should be solid. All right, so during the next episode, you pretty much have my plan down. That's, I may think about it. I may do something different, but for the most part, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put the canteen down. We're going to put the big cargo facility down, the airlock, the starport, and then you guys can let me know in the comments if there is a way to do what I was talking about with the landing pad. Not have any additional crew come down for your facility, but allow the traders to land and allow for people to come in and stay at your base. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day and take care.